What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trades and Gains. And, well, it's brought to you by the American Attention Span. That is who is sponsoring today's video. Now it's just in fun sized portions. Think TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and everything else. But get ready because we're about to deliver you a nice little sub 10-minute video that recaps some of our biggest stories from today. Now, the news cycle today is all over the place. It feels like everyone in tech woke up, looked at their stock price, and said, "Hey Siri, am I screwed or what's going on here?" Now, let's go ahead and dive into this. So, our first story of the day is Sam Altman declares code red. So apparently, Sam Altman, the Steve Jobs of smiling while the house burns down, has issued a code red inside OpenAI. Not code orange, not code we should probably talk about this. No, straight code red. Because Google dropped Gemini 3, Anthropic dropped Claude 4.5, and suddenly OpenAI is acting like Blockbuster when Netflix mailed its first DVD. Sam Altman publicly congratulated Google and privately told employees, this could destroy us financially. That's the corporate equivalent of tweeting, "Happy birthday, bro," and then also texting your best friend behind their back, "This dude is plotting my murder." And here's the wild part. OpenAI has revenue goals of 200 billion by 2030. 200 billion. That's not a plan. That's a cult manifestation. That's something they would have found in Jeffrey Dahmer's personal journal. That's the kind of number you write on a vision board when your therapist says you need to quote unquote dream bigger. And I think Sam Altman needs to dream a little less big, let's be honest here. Now, meanwhile, they have committed 1.4 trillion, yes, trillion with a T, to build massive, oversized AI data centers. You know how insane 1.4 trillion is? That's like saying the US government is going to build a national park indoors. That's pretty much the equivalent of Sam Altman saying they're going to spend 1.4 trillion. And every vendor that you could think of is involved in this plan. Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, CoreWeave, Oracle. It's basically like Sam Altman is throwing the world's most expensive bachelor party or assembling the strongest members of the Avengers all to build data centers. But here's the punchline, right? GPT-5 launched to mixed reviews. The model literally took constructive criticism, better than its fan base. And Altman thinks rivals will create quote unquote economic headwinds. Buddy, you already committed $1.4 trillion. Headwinds? You built a skyscraper made out of receipts. Of course there are headwinds. You're literally standing on the top of it. Now, we also had some news from Michael Dell. He's going to drop a $6 billion bag at the White House, and that's happening in Washington. He just casually dropped 6.25 billion for quote unquote Trump accounts, which are new saving accounts for kids. $250 per child, and there are 25 million kids, which is adorable because nothing says financial empowerment like giving a newborn the spending power of a DoorDash coupon. These accounts also come with $1,000 in federal money for babies born after 2025. Nice idea, but let's be honest here. $1,000 in 2025, that'll buy you half a share of Nvidia, a Chipotle burrito bowl, or the tip for your Uber driver who pretended not to see your suitcase. And financial experts are already worried about this. The contributions are after tax, and withdrawals later are taxable. Hold on. So it's a savings account where you pay taxes going in and then pay taxes going out. That's not a savings account. That's an NFT with just some extra steps. But sure, Michael Dell called it a quote unquote simple yet powerful way to transform lives. Yeah, if you're the accountant billing hourly for this paperwork, let's be honest. Still, credit where it's due. $6 billion is a massive donation. Rich people love giving away money as long as the donation title includes their own name. Trump accounts, Bezos academies, the Elon Musk pay package for Elon Musk. It's pretty much all on brand at this point. Now, our next story is Boeing is back. Maybe. I think. But yeah, Boeing says it'll generate positive cash flow in 2026. That's right. Our favorite exploding aircraft, Boeing. The company that basically turned commercial aviation into a multi-seasonal true crime documentary. The CFO says they'll reverse their $2 billion cash burn by next year, and the stock popped 6.5% because Wall Street has the same standards as a Toxic X. You said you'll change. Oh my God, that's enough for me. Come back to me. But here's what Boeing didn't highlight. They're 7 years behind schedule on the 777X. They took a $4.9 billion charge because the testing wasn't going well, and they owe $8 billion in debt payments next year. Oh, and remember the 2 fatal crashes tied to the 737 MAX? Yeah, they still have to pay the Justice Department for that too. This is not a comeback story. This is a company walking into a casino saying, I know I lost the house, but I found this scratch-off ticket, and they expect $10 billion a year in cash flow long term. Sure, and I expect abs by New Year's. Except that might be a little more realistic. We're all lying to ourselves today, though. Now, our next story is Amazon is dropping their Trainium 3 to punch Nvidia in the face. Yep. And this is the claim they are making. It's 4 times faster, 4 times more energy efficient, and 30 to 40% cheaper than Nvidia GPUs. Translation, it's the Sheen version of Nvidia. Looks similar, runs fine, costs less, and it may or may not explode. But here's the kicker. Every big tech company is now making their own chips. Google has TPUs, Microsoft is, well, trying, so A for effort. Meta is begging Google for chips, and Amazon built an entire AI super Walmart called Project Rainier. Everyone wants to wean off Nvidia, except Amazon itself spends 10% of its capex on Nvidia and makes up 7.5% of Nvidia's revenue. This is like telling your spouse, I'm trying to be independent, while they still pay your phone bill. And yes, OpenAI signed a $38 billion deal to use Nvidia chips through Amazon's cloud. So when reporters asked, will OpenAI switch to Amazon chips? Amazon says they could, but they won't. Because let's be real, AI developers treat Nvidia GPUs like crypto bros treat their Ledger wallet. This is everything I own. If you take it from me, I will die and have a full meltdown. So let's go ahead and recap today's stories. OpenAI is spending $1 trillion while yelling code red. Trump accounts now come with a $6 billion Dell DLC pack. Boeing says everything is fine, which historically means brace for impact. Amazon is making discount Death Star GPUs, and Nvidia is still the king because their chips run AI like it owes them money. And through all this, the stock market will do what it always does. Go up for reasons no one understands, and go down for reasons no one believes. Welcome to 2025 as we close this year out. We've built the future, and somehow it still runs like it's Windows Vista. I'm Max Pitts. This is Trades and Gains. I hope you're all having a great Tuesday. I will see you in the next episode. And don't forget, go subscribe to Investor Central Club, where we are doing a annual giveaway, meaning over $1,000 in values given away to one lucky subscriber if we get 5,000 subscribers by January 1st of 2026. See you guys in the next one. Have a great day.